Today we're going to talk about dividing fractions. So in your table of contents, you should have written, I can divide positive and negative fractions. All right, so let's simplify these. This is just a recap of something we've done before. So 36 and 48. Remember, we're trying to find the least or the greatest common factor between the two. So 1 times 36, 2 times 18. Okay, so we're finding the factors of both of these numbers. Let's just do, how about, I think 6 works with both of these. That's one that I can easily do. I know 6 times 6 is 36, and I know 8 times 6 is 48. So let's divide them both by 6. We might have to do more, and that's okay. We'll keep going till we can't go anymore. So 36 divided by 6 is 6. 48 divided by 6 is 8. Oh man, I can go more because 6 and 8 are both even, so I know I can divide them both by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and that is as far as we can go. 3 is prime, it cannot go any further. All right, so now let's do another little recap. This one we're talking about the signs that we have, negatives and positives. So 2 positives, I hope you remember, it means it's gonna stay positive. 1 negative divided by a positive. Well, 1 negative, 1 is an odd number of negatives, so it will be negative. Positive divided by a negative. Again, 1 negative, that's an odd number of negatives, so it will also be negative. The last one here, negative divided by negative, that's 2 negatives. 2 is an even number of negatives, which means it changes to positive. It's almost like once you have 2, you can cross them out and change it to positive. If you had 3, well, that third one would be by itself, so it would still be negative. I hope this makes sense. We'll talk about this more. Okay, how do we divide fractions? So when we divide fractions, we will make the reciprocal of the second fraction. Reciprocal means the opposite, flipped, okay? Then change the division sign to multiplication. So I've got a really cool way of doing this. KCF. It almost sounds like KFC, right? So that's how I like to remember it. It's almost like KFC chicken. So A over B divided by C over D. This is a problem that you might see. Obviously, there would be numbers here, maybe some letters, depending on what level we're working on. But what it means is the K stands for keep. So you're going to keep the first fraction. The C stands for change. You're going to change division to multiplication. And then the last one, the F, is flip. You're going to flip the last one. That's the reciprocal. So instead of CD, it's D over C. Okay, and then what happens is now you've got a multiplication problem, and those are easy for us to figure out. A times D, B times C. So let's try an example. All right, so 2/3 divided by 18/9. Again, we're going to do our KCF. Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. Now I can multiply them. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 18 is 54. Now both of these are even, so I know I can divide them to simplify. I'm going to do factors of 18 and factors of 54. So 1 times 18, 2 times 9, can I do 3? Yeah, 3 times 6, and I think that's it. Okay, let's do 54. If I find that I have one of these for 54, the largest one I have, then I can do it. So let's just try 18. If I did 54 divided by 18, I get 3. So that means 1 times 54 2 times, let's see, what is that? 27, and then 3 times 18, and I don't have to keep going. There might be more right here in the middle, but I already know that 18 works. 18 is the largest up here, so I can't do anything bigger than 18. So I'm going to divide them both by 18. So 18 divided by 18 is 1, and 54 divided by 18 is 3. 3 times 18 is 54. And look at that, we already figured that out here, because 3 times 18 is 54, so 54 divided by 18 would have to be 3. Fact families, right? They go together. Okay, so our answer is 1/3, and it is positive because it's a positive divided by a positive. Let's look at the next one. We have -7/16 divided by 21/30. I already know my answer is going to be negative, so let me just put my negative down there. How do I know that? Because it's a negative divided by a positive. There's only one negative. It's an odd number of negatives, so my answer is going to be negative. So just in case, so I don't forget, I'm always going to just go ahead and plop it down there just to make sure. All right, so let's do keep, change, flip. And remember, I've already brought my negative down. I'm okay, but hey, why not put it there and get used to using it? Okay, let's do our multiplication now. 7 times 30. Well, I know 7 times 3 is 21, and then I just put that 0 behind it. And then we've got 16 times 21. You could do this one on the side. 16 times 21. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Bring down the 0 as a placeholder so that we can move over to the tens place of that 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Put a 2, carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. We add it together and we get 6, 3, and 3. So 336. Okay, again, you're trying to find the largest number that you can divide both of these by. I happen to already know what it is, but let's go with, they're both even. Let's do 2 and see what happens. Because remember, it does not matter as long as you're dividing by something that works. You might just have to do it a couple more times. So 210 divided by 2 is 105 over, and 336 divided by 2 is 168. Okay, I think we can still keep going. These are awfully large numbers. So let's see, what can we do now? Well, let's do some factors of 105. So 105, I know it's 1 times 105. It's not even, so 2 doesn't work. Let's try 3, 105 divided by 3. And that works, so 3 times 35, okay? Now, let's see. 4 doesn't work. 5 will work because it ends in 5, so 105 divided by 5, right? And we get 21, okay? Let's stop there and let's do 168. Again, I don't want to give myself too much work, but I might have to keep going. I know that there are other numbers maybe in the middle that I can multiply together to get 105. So let's try 168. Obviously, 1 times 168. Now let's try 168 divided by 2 because it's an even number, so it definitely has to work. And so it's 84 times 2. Okay, let's see, 3, we could try 3, 320, oh sorry, 168, that's what we're doing. 168 divided by 3, and that works, it's 56. So far I haven't found any numbers that go up here yet. Let's try 4. 168 divided by 4 is 42. So 4 and 42, and look, I didn't even leave myself enough room. There are so many factors to get to 168. Let's keep going. Let's see, we're at 4, let's try 5 won't work because it ends in an 8. Let's try 6. 168 divided by 6 is 28. So I'm just going to put them over here. 6 and 28. Okay, let's try 7. 168 divided by 7, that's 24. So 7 times 24. Let's try 8. 168 divided by 8, and that's 21. 8 and 21. Oh my goodness, there's 21 and there's 21. So I can divide both of these by 21. That's the largest number that I can divide them both by. So 105 divided by 21 should be 5. And then 168 divided by 21, we already figured it out, is 8. 8 times 21, so it has to be 168 divided by 21 is 8. Okay, and that's as simplified as we can go. And we're going to bring our negative over because remember it's a negative divided by a positive. So negative 5/8. All right, let's look at your practice. So on your turn, this one's self-explanatory. Remember, keep, change, flip. Here, you are going to turn this into an improper fraction. What does that look like? So let's bring it over. Negative 8 divided by, and then 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. So this is really what your problem looks like. Keep, change, flip. Don't forget to do that. You're not done just by changing this to an improper fraction. Then you need to do the same thing down here, change both of these to improper fractions, and then do your keep, change, flip. Okay? Good luck.